Really? You put an empty sauce bottle in the fridge? What am I gonna do with that?
Follow me. I need to show you something. Really? You left the car in E again? What am I gonna do with that?
Really? You couldn't have just put it in a hamper?
Come here. I want to show you something. Really? You can't just put the cardboard in the recycling bin?
What is this? I just cleaned the sink.
What?
Your hair, it's all over.
How about we take a look at the shower?
If there's one thing I know about men, it is that double standards are one of the number one things that drives them crazy. Because good men do so many things that go unnoticed. So when there's just one thing that she does all the time that he does once and it's made into a big deal, it makes him feel like what he's willing to do for her is not reciprocated. Okay, you guys want me to talk about the Haktua girl, so let's get into it. First of all, she is everywhere on social media, like every single platform. That's all I see. The reason why men are liking anything that she's in, anything where she's even stitched into it, and the reason why they're referencing her in so many of the comments of many videos I'm seeing, it's not because the actual action of the Haktua. It is because she has a personality, and it's a positive one, and she's talking specifically about giving something that is very selfless to a man. That in itself is something that men are absolutely deprived of on social media. Unless it's a woman that's promoting something else, and in that case, men know that it's not genuine. But the Haktua girl was not planned. She came out of nowhere. They know that she's genuine. And the only reason why women may not like the Haktua girl is because those women don't want to do those selfless things for a man. I'm not talking specifically about that selfless thing. I'm just talking about selfless things in general. Because let's face it, even having a platform in which you are talking about a man's perspective and you're talking about what women can do for men, as this platform is, it's not popular with women in general.
I got rejected for the first time in my life. You guys know how I was looking for a man to spoil? Rotten. I found one. And guess what happened? Guess what I did, first of all? I think I told you guys. This woman doesn't exist. This is a fairy tale. I'm right here. And I gave him my side of the bed, so whenever he woke up in the morning, he had the better view. I gave him hours of massages. I bought a rain machine for my apartment so he could sleep better. I was always on top. Not once did he do it for mine. I always tried to pick up the bill. I washed his back, literally. I put moisturizer on his face. I always big spooned. I bought him headphones when his over-ears were broken. I was trying to order him ice cream because his blood sugar got low, and I was asking him what flavor he wanted. He said, "How about you stop waiting on me hand and foot?" All of that just for him to say he doesn't think we're compatible.
Most men will agree that they will never be this lucky to have a woman like this. That guy fumbled hard, but I'm truly wondering why. Let me know, guys, if you have any theories.
Said the same thing to myself after watching that video. And I did a little bit more research and found out she was an OF girl. It pretty much cleared it up for me.
Yes, respect is important, but we need to speak to the first point because I think this is what a lot of women get wrong. Being intimate with your partner should not be looked at like something like cooking for them or taking out the trash or having some kind of like designated duty that you guys work out. Being intimate with each other is part of the bond. And most people really see that as a need. And I just think that it's dangerous territory because unfortunately a lot of women out there think this way in that they want a man or their man to want them even without that huge piece, which isn't really about them just wanting your body. It's more than that. It's about making that connection, making it stronger. There is a lot to this, but I'm going to tell you one main way to avoid the situation he's in. Firstly, when you are dating, pay attention to how often she's initiating versus you. This is a huge indicator as to how drawn she really is to you. But also pay attention to her response to you initiating. If you ever get the vibe that she's doing it just for you, don't do it. Tell her no, even if she's saying maybe, because you never want her in the mindset of doing it for you out of obligation. If this is helpful, guys, let me know. If you treat a good man like a secondary option, but you expect his loyalty, that man is going to be gone. But the crazy thing is that you're going to think that he played you, but he didn't, because he just instantly lost attraction. A huge difference between men and women in relationships is that men will keep trying even when they feel unwanted. He wants to fix it because he doesn't want to lose what he sees as valuable. Women, on the other hand, make it appear that they have no problem walking away when they feel unwanted. But what's even more interesting is that this concept is integrated into almost every piece of relationship advice I've seen on social media. So why is this? Why are women told to walk away and men told to fix it? Let's talk about it. Someone please explain this to me, because somehow, some way, body shaming of men, whether it's their height, weight, or size down yonder, is apparently okay, which is crazy. But we see it all the time on TikTok, where if women get upset, they start throwing out these kind of insults to men. Oh, but if a man says anything about a woman's appearance, he is destroyed. Prove me wrong. One really messed up thing that guys experience for years after a breakup is when their ex not only pretends, but actually spreads word that he is a bad man, just so that she doesn't feel guilty for how she treated him. Most men will never give up on the relationship until they feel like what they do is never enough because of how his woman treats him and reacts to him. Tell me I'm wrong.
I know exactly what I would do. I would ask him if he wanted to go somewhere else to eat where we could watch the game on the big screen. I would ask him what down it is, who has possession of the ball, and how much time is left in the game. I will never understand as women why we hate on men for things that they simply enjoy. Whether it makes sense to us or not, I personally love football, and I feel like when it is football season, every Sunday is dedicated to football. So if you know your man loves football and you schedule a brunch during football Sunday, that is completely on you. Whether it's football or another hobby and we don't necessarily understand it, but if it brings your man joy, be happy for him and try to enjoy it with him. If you don't like it, then do something else.
Like 88% of men don't get flowers for the first time until their funeral.
That's so sad. Did I just work a 12-hour overnight shift? Yes. Yes, I did. Should I go home and get some sleep? Yeah, absolutely. Am I gonna go home and get some sleep? Well, no, not now. Now I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna grab some flowers and then take it to my man because I don't want his first flower to be at his funeral someday. So come on, you're coming with me. Let's go get some flowers. All right, we got the flowers. Let's go give them to him. I got you flowers because I love you and I appreciate you and you deserve to have flowers before you die. I'll get you one.
Although most men would not care to have flowers on a regular basis, every single man appreciates this type of effort. This woman obviously knew her man because he really did appreciate the actual action, the effort, and I think he actually really liked the flowers, which is just genuinely awesome. Many women don't realize that most men are actually quite scared of being rejected. It's why they want to make sure that you're interested in him. So when you do things like you don't text back, you never text first, or you spend too much time looking at your phone rather than talking to him, he's going to start backing away because he thinks you're not interested. So if you don't want that to happen, you have to start reciprocating.
Welcome back to British Husband TikTok. I have a bone to pick with every husband there is. I gotta fix this for this one. Why do you tell me?
Please don't say this because it makes you sound stupid.
What was I gonna say?
Like about being ready, because you weren't ready. I'm only doing this because I was waiting for you.
Easy. Ladies, men in their 50s are not to be messed around with. They can smell BS and games from a mile away. If you run into a man in his 50s and he's interested in you, it is just a clear cut yes or no. You will know, no doubt, that man is interested in you. But the thing is that you're going to have to answer. And if your answer is no, he's not going to chase you. He has been there, done that. He will move on to the next. Trust me.
I know that I am not the most beautiful woman in the world. I know that you don't even believe I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. And that is okay. If we're looking at it from a neutral perspective, no one, you're not going to be like, Amy is the most beautiful woman in the world. I know that I'm the most special person to you. I know that you're attracted to me. And you're attracted to me as an isolated individual. Are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, I would disagree with what you're saying.
Am I the most beautiful woman in the world?
Because that's the thing is beauty is way more. Beauty in a person is so much wrapped up in that.
100%.
And there's actually no one more beautiful than you. Like genuinely, because there's so much in that. And I want to say that because if you don't feel that from me, that's a big concern of mine. You are the most beautiful person to me because you're the mother of my children, my wife. You are my best friend. I think you're gorgeous. Like all of these things that's beauty. It's not anything else. So I can't just let you say that and move on because that's not true.
Yeah. Thank you.
The end.
This is exactly what I see women get wrong time and time again. Because beauty is so much more than surface level. And a big part of that, ladies, is in your actions. It's how you treat him. It's in your personality. It's in your selflessness. It's in your caring and nurturing nature. Those are the things that a good man cares about.
$20.
Oh, okay.
But it's not a price.
Yeah, I don't think this is like for me.
I'm just saying, but it's not a price.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay if it's not for you, it's fine. I'm long overdue a picnic for myself.
By yourself alone?
No, will just be self-care. You know, sometimes things don't always work out.
True. So, I don't think we worked out.
I can see that. We look up. Do you want the mango?
No.
It's fine, I'll eat it. Okay, now. Did you? Oh, your car is over there.
Yeah. Should I just go? You're not going to walk me out or anything?
I don't see the point. I mean, what's the point?
This is the thing about good men that know their value. They will be completely unbothered by a date that doesn't work out when a lady shows her true colors. True colors that man is just not interested in. They would rather remain single. Like that man, he'd rather just sit there for the rest of his date and enjoy it by himself in peace.
I'm recording you because you told me to.
Did you get my text?
Yeah.
You can do this.
What?
Wait for it.
You got my heavy whipping cream?
Wait for it. Look in there.
What?
Look in the bag.
Another one?
Heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
Organic.
Okay.
Ain't that what you asked for?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just based on all your trips to Walmart, I didn't know it was possible to walk in and come out with just what you think. I mean, it's possible. I just went in, I got what I needed, and then I left. Is that a miracle? I mean...
That little turd. I thought for sure he got me something special for Mother's Day.
That man's composure was outstanding. I mean, how did he not even crack a smile the second he walked in the door? Now, to be fair, guys, Uno reverse, try doing this in Home Depot. Most people do not want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. Real relationships that last involve a lot of forgiveness. You have to accept that your partner is not perfect, and they will hurt you. They will disappoint you and upset you. But if your communication of your hurt feelings is met with defensiveness instead of validation of your feelings and real steps taken towards change because they empathize with you, well, if they don't, it's okay to rethink things. It is okay for you to leave and put yourself first and move on. Most men will never give up on a relationship until they feel like what they do is never enough because of how their woman treats him and reacts to him. Tell me I'm wrong.
Met this girl on Tinder, and she ordered a glass of milk at dinner.
I'm sorry, this is the best thing I have seen in a while because this girl is just straight up herself. She doesn't care. And guys love that because that also means that she's confident. Also, this girl probably has the best family, just saying. These are 3 things that men want in a relationship that you may not know. Number 1, he wants you to be possessive, but not too possessive. Just a normal amount that shows that you care about him, but not like he needs to turn on his location and you know where he is every moment of every day. Number 2, he really, really needs you to support him because Because that man can literally get anything done if he knows that you have his back. And lastly, number 3, he needs you to know that when he's occasionally quiet and distant, it's because he's taking care of something. He doesn't tell you the details because he doesn't want you to worry, because he's got it. He just wants you to be okay holding your own for a short amount of time. That man is giving you the space that he thinks you want. He's not aware that you're playing this game because the only games that he's used to playing is on his PlayStation.
And this is why modern women get upset with men when they're on their PlayStation or Xbox or whatever it is, because that's taking time away from them and their toxic nature and their need to want to stir up trouble and play games themselves.
I know you want him to do something for you because he wants to do it, not because you had to tell him to do it. But he doesn't think this way, because a good, successful man will want to know ahead of time how he can be successful. The fact that he didn't think of it himself does not mean that it's less meaningful, because when he does that thing for you, you can be sure that it was purely to make you happy. Isn't that more meaningful anyways? Most relationships don't end because couples stop loving one another. They end because one of the two stopped giving the other attention, communication, security, and affirmation they needed. Well, apparently there's a whole group of good men out there that are no longer afraid to be single. They're just afraid to be in another pointless relationship. I have said it before and I will say it again. The most attractive thing to a man is
Ryan Reynolds. We don't talk about it. But it's true.
I feel like all I do sometimes is state the obvious, but apparently some people do not know this. If a woman is talking to other guys and purposely letting you find out about it, it's because she wants to make you jealous, and through your jealousy, you'll get upset, which will then make her feel like you care about her. The biggest problem with this for her is that it doesn't work with good men, especially a good man that knows his value, because he will fail her test every time. So in actuality, her test is literally filtering out good men, and then you wonder why 5 years later, she's asking, where are all the good men?
Can somebody tell me why it's always the guys who've been in long-term relationships that suck in bed?
Anybody else gonna take this one? You know what, fellas? I got this one. Everyone, sit down. I got this one. Ma'am, you're gonna want to scooch up and grab some popcorn, because I'm gonna tell you exactly why most men who have been in long-term relationships suck in bed. Because the women that have these men in long-term relationships have weaponized sex. What do you mean, Tex? How have they weaponized sex? Well, most of us that are used to long-term relationships are only rewarded, I know that sounds crazy, rewarded with sex when we do something they want us to do. It's no longer about pleasure or making the other one, each other happy, or learning each other's bodies, or experiencing new things. It's strictly a reward process. Very much Pavlov's theory. You know, when we get it once in a while, we start doing things to try to get it again. And every time we think we're going to get it, we start salivating. So we continue to do those things that they want, so we hopefully get it. Bottom line is this. It's not that we suck in bed. It's just that the women we've been with in these long-term relationships suck, period. However, when we are released to the wild, when we go back to the streets, as they say, we pick up on the tricks pretty quick. Just saying.
If a guy starts giving you less energy and less attention, it's a good thing.
Because what he's giving you is room for his replacement. You never see a man saying this on TikTok, because if he did, he would be destroyed. So why is it okay for women to talk about men like they are disposable? And what's really crazy is the amount of women that cheer this on. It's not okay. First of all, we all know that this would have been a very different scene if it was a man yelling at a woman like this. It is absolutely not okay. And the most obvious, biggest red flag of this woman is the lack of emotional control. This is why men today will absolutely first pick that woman that is cute but has some emotional intelligence versus the woman that is beautiful but crazy. I would even stand to argue that a lot of men are suspicious of beautiful women because they just assume that she might be a little bit crazy. Faithful men will give you so much of their attention that you might start to think that it's because they have no other option. But the truth is that they have plenty of options. They just don't entertain all of those options because they're busy building a life and they don't want to start adding women to their lives that don't add value. Unfortunately, some women make the mistake of believing that this is because the man is less desirable, just because she's not seeing the immediate proof that he's desirable to other women. But you need to remember it's because he's not entertaining those other women. Good men that are very likely to be faithful in a relationship are these guys. Trust me. Tell me one thing a woman could do that could literally make you ask her to marry you. I think I've come up with it. Your woman calls you back after an argument just to tell you that no matter how difficult things get, she's not going to leave you.
A man is interested in you, he will compete for your attention.
I don't know what kind of men you're with, but I ain't competing for shit. I'm not livestock and this ain't the county fair. If I'm interested in a woman, I will respectfully express said interest. If she's interested in me, great, we can keep going. But compete? No, this isn't a contest. And then once you're together with said partner, it's still not about competing. As long as she still wants to be with me and I still want to be with her, that's what we call a relationship. If I'm competing with somebody else, i.e. she wants to go be with somebody else, she can go. I've got other shit to do. Now, that isn't to say that I don't take steps to make the partner that I'm with want to be around me. But that's expressing love in a relationship, not competition. I'm not competing with shit.
Okay, men, I have a question that I want all of you to answer. I'm going to surround this question with a scenario. So let's say it's Saturday and you've spent 4 hours working on an air conditioning unit of your house that you share with your woman, and you fix it successfully by yourself. And how would you most want to be appreciated for this task? Stitch, duet, comment, tell me.
I have a question. You know, if you were out and about and you were really hungry, like you were starving,
Okay.
and you walk past a strawberry field, would you pick them and eat them? Or would you wait until you get home because you've got a meal at home?
I mean, I'd eat both. If I'm hungry, I would eat the strawberries and then just come home and eat at home. Yeah, if there's a field of strawberries, a free field of strawberries, I'm going to go out. I'm going to be known as the strawberry maniac by the end of the day. Like, yeah, obviously I'd have a couple, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4. Just something to curve me over. And then when I get home, bam.
But you're saying you would cheat on me.
What?
So you would cheat on me.
Are you
You've
okay?
just admitted to if you were out and about with the boys in the club or something, you know, you were getting in the mood and there were a few girls around that you would like, you would pick them. It's an analogy.
What?
Girls equals strawberry.
Why not just ask me point out? Why would you ask about food? I never said that.
Because it's a way of the mind. It's the way the brain thinks.
Believe it or not, in that context, I was thinking about a juicy strawberry. Strawberry.
Ladies, if you put your man through these tests as a way to measure your relationship or even just as a way to be mad at him for something, that man is only going to tolerate so much, even when he is smiling and lighthearted about all of it. If his answers actually change your attitude for days, even for a few hours, even for a few minutes, there is a level of pure frustration that that man is going to feel. And trust me when I say that 90% of really good men are going to fail these tests. The other 10%, they just know the tests. Men are very logical. They're going to answer in a very logical way. Therefore, a strawberry is a strawberry. That's it. Actually, 2 reasons why this is so messed up. The first one is the obvious, right? Where it's being received very differently. But secondly, he's probably had to spend 5 hours defending his standpoint when he was the one in the right while resisting the urge to just say, I'm sorry, to be done with it. Compared to when he knows that he's in the wrong, he's apologizing within minutes. It's so messed up. Girls need to stop doing this because even though he just thinks that you're probably busy, he's not overthinking it. You are. You're overanalyzing the timing of text messages because you're playing this game in your head. And a good man is not playing that game with you. He is not interested in games, but you don't realize that. So the next time he's delayed in his response to you, you're gonna think that he doesn't care about you. Not true. And then when the man stops texting you, you're gonna think that he's in love with you. Also not true. But you seriously can't even see straight because you're playing a game that nobody else knows the rules to. You will never have a real meaningful relationship until you get over this. Trust me. The thing about a good man that a lot of women do not understand is that he is generally oblivious when she's interested in him because she will simply smile and wave, sending that as a subtle sign that she wants him to approach. But most men will assume that she's just being friendly because he's had this happen before and he's only ever assumed that it's friendliness and nothing more because most men receive those hints so infrequently that he has no pattern or evidence to assume that it's anything more. Or even worse, he has mistaken good manners and politeness for interest in the past, and he has been made to feel like a creep because of it. Guys will literally ask themselves, is she just being polite or is she interested in me? And he will most often err on the side of caution, and he will assume that you're just being polite, that you're not into him, because he would rather stay respectful and avoid being called a creep. So ladies, if a man is not responding to your hints, it's probably not because he's not interested in you. He just doesn't realize you're interested in him. All you have to say is literally, hey, I like you. You will like the results. A lot of women do not understand how truly sentimental good men are, especially when it comes to a girl giving him compliments or even just the simple, I hope you have a great day on a cup. Because women don't realize it is pretty rare for a man to receive efforts like this. Most men can still recount the 1 or 2 compliments they have ever had. And if you don't believe me, ask your male friend or even just look in these comments. So for this man to receive ongoing efforts from this woman, it's no wonder they started dating. Because ladies, a man is told to give in order to maintain a relationship. And all he really wants is some reciprocation. Trust me.
Hey ladies. Are you sick of your boyfriend playing video games all the time and not paying attention to you?
Play the game with him. Now, she makes some excellent points, but if I hear one more chick nag that their man is ignoring them while playing video games, have you simply tried, hear me out, playing the game with him? I guarantee if you walked up to your man and he's playing whatever game he's playing, say like Battlefield, and you're like, hey, babe, can you show me how to play the game? Not only will he drop everything that he's doing, but he will be so happy to show you. And then when you're good at the game, he will feel so accomplished and he will, oh, you're going to get lots of snoo.
Men are sometimes way smarter than women when it comes to relationships. For example, if there is a woman that is just really adamant at being right about something, their man will analyze in the background very quickly whether or not that argument is worth arguing about and whether or not him being right about it is going to lead him down a path of happiness. And they will figure that out within seconds, and their actions will be the result of their predictions. I don't know when we're finally going to understand that men in their 30s are not to be messed around with. I mean, they can be absolutely infatuated with a woman, but if that woman plays games or puts in 0 effort, that man is going to be gone. Because trust me, they've already experienced a toxic relationship that almost broke them. So when they start to see signs of this, they are done. No warning, no explanation needed. They're just gone.
My heart is true. Y'all, all of y'all, if y'all don't like.
But you know, if you told that man that you're hungry, he would be out the door in minutes to get you Chick-fil-A. Because he is way more afraid of your reaction if he dared to show up in a way that demonstrated that he didn't care for you. So I'm wondering why it's normalized for wives to show up in this way. Like, it's normal and okay for them not to care about their husbands. Honest question.
If you are calling your husband, your boyfriend, your wife, whoever it is that you love, and they're answering the phone like this, hello, it's over. If they're not, if you're not calling the one you love and there's, hey, what's going on? There's no enthusiasm there. It's over.
Can we talk about the man who admits he wants you, who respects you and gives his time and attention to you, does anything to make you smile, and doesn't see any other girls the way that he sees you? Sounds like an amazing guy, right? Yeah, he's probably in your friend zone.
I've just discovered the reason why it's so hard to find a good guy dating in 2023. And it's not because there aren't any left and that all men are disgusting and all men are trash. That is completely false, no matter what you hear from other girls on TikTok. The truth is that the good guys are done with dating. They would rather be single and have their peace than be in a relationship and not be treated correctly. They're done playing the games, okay? Girls not being monogamous, them not texting them back, them giving them mixed signals, them opening up and sharing their feelings, and then a girl breaking up with them. They don't want to deal with that. They'd rather work a lot, go home, play some video games, watch a movie, and spend time with their dog or themselves than ever have to deal with women.
I know what I'm about to say is going to surprise some of you, but I don't have any problem with somebody using my words because it's still spreading the message that I believe in. So like it, interact with it. You don't need to report it, but just don't fall for clicking the link. And side note, I should mention here, I have never and probably will never have a backup account. So please be aware so that you don't get scammed. A man can be in the worst position possible, and the only words you'll hear from his mouth is, "I'll figure it out." And I promise you, he will find a way. He could have no idea how he's going to do it, but he will not place an ounce of stress on his lady. These men are the kings, and if you're his lady, you gotta be there to support him. Because although he makes it look easy, it's not. It keeps him up at night. He is constantly running solutions through his head. He's already thought of the worst case scenarios, and he is determined to not let those come to fruition. And by giving that man support, he will feel like you're in it with him. You're his ride or die. But heads up, he will probably refuse to give you any of the stress. But you can find ways to give him the level of support that he needs. Seriously, you can just ask what he needs or literally just look at the comment section of this video. And with that, the impact that it has, because he will never give up on himself if you have never given up on him. I know that you want him to do something for you because he wants to do it, not because you told him to do it, but he doesn't think this way. A good man that cares for you will do the thing that makes you happy because he wants you to be happy, not because it makes him happy. I mean, isn't this more meaningful anyways?
The real reason why good men aren't investing in relationships is because women are teaching women how men think and feel. So when a man actually turns around and says how he thinks and feels, he's told he's wrong because that's not what she was told or taught by another woman. So a man no longer bothers to talk about how he thinks and feels because if he does, he's told he's wrong and he should feel this certain way. And we're tired. But you can't tell a woman she's wrong because if you do, she gets offended and then you're a misogynist. Or you're sexist, or my favourite, you're a narcissist. And this is why relationships fail these days, because communication is one-sided. And women do what they think a man wants and needs, and not what he actually wants and needs. How many of you have argued with the other half, and when he said, leave me alone for 5 and 10 minutes, you've not. You've kept prodding and poking, and he snapped at you. If women actually listened to men, and not women, good men wouldn't be hard to find.
You want to know why most good men remain single, myself included? It's because all of us have had times in our life where we're doing perfectly fine on our own. We're financially set. We're living life on our own. We don't need anybody. But they happen to come into our life, make us feel like maybe this is the one time that she's going to make me feel special. Say things like, you're a catch. You're my dream man. You're so this. You're so that. I can't believe I found you. I can't believe I'm so lucky to have you in my life. Only to do what? To push him out of your life and act like strangers. The same thing you were before you met. So why even bother me? Why even bother that man? Why? Good men, like myself, it's not that we can't get a woman. It's because every time we try, we're shown exactly why we're better off alone. And instead, these women want to go after the guy that doesn't want them. And then they complain about why they're hurting and why he hurts them. A guy either wants you or he doesn't. There's no middle ground.
You know what I just realized about relationships? A guy starts off by putting 100% in the beginning of a relationship. And over time, that will slowly go down from like 100 to 95 to 90 to 80 to 85. And then you notice, and you only notice when it goes down to like 75 or 80%, and then you say something. And then when you say something, he puts back 5% effort and you're content. You're like, okay, he put in some effort, but it never goes back up to 100 or 90 or 95. It just goes from like that 75 to 80. And then it goes back down again to like 70. And then it goes down to 60. Long story short, it'll just go back down to 10% when it started at 100.
If a man does this, it is not because he has a problem giving effort. The problem he has is giving that effort, but not receiving any effort back. And of course, early on in dating, that man, he knows he's expected to give. And so he does that. But at some point, he has to feel like he's going to get some amount of reciprocation. Because honestly, that man is just trying to figure out if you actually like him. And if you're not giving any effort back, he's starting to think that you don't. And so why should he continue investing in you if he thinks that you don't even like him?
I'd like to pull a power move on the first date. I offer to pay and see what they do.
Yeah, and if he takes her up on it, he's done. He's not getting a second date. The problem with this is that she's not being genuine when she offers to pay. Instead, she's using it as a test. And while 99% of men will not take her up on this and they'll say, no, I'm paying, all men would not like knowing that this is a test and not genuine. A man can blow up your phone, constantly invite you to things, and consistently show effort. A girl, on the other hand, might like to sit back and enjoy all of the work that he's pouring in. And if she really likes him and he's doing all of this, she'll probably develop feelings for him. But what if he suddenly stops? Like, why did he stop? Many girls would say that they were led on. It's terrible, right? And then they start talking about how they are just done with men. My theory is that that man did not just suddenly decide that he doesn't like you. He's into you. But what trumps that is that he wants somebody that wants him back. So I'm telling you, in the very beginning, if you like a guy, give at least an ounce of effort back. You will like the results.
An ounce of effort, that sounds like the bare minimum that guys are asking for. At least talk to me, open your mouth and say something. Been carrying this conversation all night. Please help.
Ladies, every man not only wants this, but needs this more than you think. Can we talk about the man that admits he wants you, respects you, gives his time and attention to you, does anything to make you smile, and doesn't see any other girls the way that he sees you? Sounds like an amazing guy, right? He's probably in your friend zone.
Girls put guys in the friend zone.
Because we don't like them, they're too nice.
What's wrong with being nice?
We like talking.
This is exactly why there's so many men that are just done dating, because if they're a good man, they're being told that they're too nice by this type of woman. And her advice is playing toxic games like not texting her back. Good men don't want that. But what they're being forced to do is weave through this toxic craziness and trying to stay true to themselves, all while hoping that by the time that they do find their match that is also of healthy mindset, that they're ready for her, which is easier said than done. I don't know if guys are purposely doing this, but when they're driving and they make a full 360 turn with the steering wheel using only one hand, girls, like it.
What could possibly be on that man's phone that is more interesting than the hypnotizing female body?
Oh, I don't know. Anything that doesn't get him labeled a creep? Like texting a friend or texting his mom or watching the game or scrolling TikTok? I mean, women are constantly telling men to keep their eyes off of them at the gym. Yet every so often, there's a woman that's actually offended when he's not paying attention to her. And I might get in trouble for this, but I think that there is an obvious undertone of this when women dress a certain way to the gym. Guys know it, and women, you know it too. But this is next level. This is a woman that actually bashes that man for not paying attention to a woman that's doing a workout that's making things a little revealing. This sort of thing is what makes men feel damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Which, because most men are good men, they're not going to let this change their behavior. But it is really frustrating because those good men, their worst fear is being labeled a creep. So to then get bashed for the behaviors that he's demonstrating in order to not get called a creep, it's kind of messed up. Can we talk about the man that found the girl that he wanted to give everything to? And he did just that. But come to find out, it wasn't enough. That man is working for himself now because he's no longer putting himself in second place because the only one that won't betray him is himself.
I'm gonna go to the store.
Huh?
I'm gonna go to the store.
Okay.
Are you gonna go with me?
I mean, if you want me to, I was gonna play the game, but...
So playing the game's more important than going to the store with me?
No, I didn't say...
What if someone tries to take me?
I didn't say that. I mean, I'll go with you if you want me to go with you.
No, because then you're gonna be mad, and you're gonna have attitude walking through the store, and you're gonna try to rush me.
Alright, then I'll just stay here and play the game.
So you're really just gonna stay here?
Okay,
Because the game's more
see
important?
what that means? I'll just go.
No,
Hey,
because
I'm
you're
not-
just gonna be in a bad mood, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Bro, why you always be doing this shit? You just asked me if I wanted to go, and then if I say no, that just automatically means I don't love you. I know exactly what that means, and I'm gonna make the right decision, and I'm gonna go. Boys,
Because-
I'm gonna be on in a little bit.
If you really wanted to go, you would have just came. You wouldn't have turned on your game.
Do you not want me to go?
Do you want to go? I only want you to go if you really want to go.
I'm telling you that I'm gonna go. I want to play the game, but I also love you. So if that means that I can I'm just gonna go.
Okay,
That's it.
fine then.
All right.
Let's go then. Hurry up.
This is exhausting as a man. I mean, I'm exhausted watching it. The truth is that his lady wanted to fight, so she created a fight. There is literally no right answer, and nothing that he could say to prevent her from making him out to be the bad guy. It is exhausting and really messed up.
I'm quite literally rolling around in horse trying to get this bottom thing off my car. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna cry. I'm trying to get this off, and I need a screwdriver to take it off. And I just wish someone would pull over and help me because I don't know what to do. Oh, someone just pulled over. No way. Thank you so much.
I gotta say it, guys. This woman's reaction is how most independent women would react. And I know I might get a lot of hate for saying it, but this proves men's points when they roll their eyes at women that say, I don't need no man. Because sure, when things are going well for you and you're not running into any issues, you're not stranded on the side of the road with your car falling apart. Of course, you can be a little overconfident in what you're capable of handling. But don't forget that one, the reason why your life is pretty easy is because of men. And two, the second your life becomes not so easy, guess who you're going to be hoping and praying is headed your way. Tell me something that men do that women don't know.
We actually don't scratch our balls. What we do is we pinch it and we go like this.
Dressing up as my husband's perfect guy Christmas gift to see his reaction.
Baby, Merry Christmas. Come to bring you some holiday cheer.
Amanda, you really did it. And
I have a question. Have you been naughty or nice?
I've been nice, babe.
I don't
This
know.
year I've been nice. You actually did it. The tinsels, the lights, the jingle bell, the glitter on the ladies.
The ladies need to be accessorized.
Babe, you look scrumdiddlyumptious. Is my present edible?
There's a couple desserts in here.
Oh, girl! Amanda!
We're on a diet. We can't have none of that.
No, forget about the diet. It's holiday season. Can I open up my gift?
No, sir. It is not Christmas morning.
Baby, I'm gonna open up my gift right now.
No.
I'm opening up.
Babe, no!
Amanda!
This is exactly what every man wants for Christmas. Tell me I'm wrong. Most people don't want to hear this, but the truth is that real relationships that last involve a lot of forgiveness. Because you have to accept that your partner is not perfect and will hurt you and disappoint you and upset you. You just have to figure out if you're willing to go through the ups and downs with them. Trust me.
Oh man, I'm late. Yeah. You know I got a really big date. She's got really big boobs and a butt, and I think that it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fate when I marry this girl next week. Get her name tattooed on my left cheek. Oh, I'm in love with her, I swear. I can't wait till I meet her parents. Yo, pump the brakes. What is this, like your second date? You do this every time with chicks. You fall in love like way too quick. Nuh-uh. It's incredible. Meet a girl and you put her on a pedestal. You're not off to a great start. This girl's gonna break your heart. Remember Carrie? Yeah. Allie? Yeah. Jamie? Yeah. Callie? Yeah. What happens every single time? They break my heart and then I cry. That's right. And where am I? Right by my side. Right by your side. When does it end? You know you're a really good friend. Maybe it's time to change things. I gotta stop doing the same thing. I wanted love, but if I can't have it, I'm gonna be an absolute savage. I'm gonna wear black shirts, be a dick. I don't want a relationship. You kind of look like a busboy. I'm a romantic turned to a boy. Classic.
My husband is working a 12-hour shift in a dead-end job that he hates, but can't really leave because it pays the bills. I went to the grocery store and got all his favorite snacks and his favorite drinks so that he can come home, crash on the couch, and play video games. But I'm gonna transform it like I've seen some people do, where they make their house into like a little movie theater. Like, be a concierge when he comes in and ask what snacks and drinks he wants. He's obsessed with Baldur's Gate 3 right now, and I call it Ballsack Gate, so that's why I have Ball Your Sack with the new and exclusive Baldur's Gate 3, obviously. Hello. When he comes in, I'm gonna have a menu for him that has all the snacks and drinks. He's this thing, and I'm gonna be sitting at it like a concierge. Brought down all his pillows and blankets and a change of clothes for him so that he can sit and just crash out. Got his controller charging, so that should be ready to go. The menu.
I have said it before and I will say it again. This type of woman is such a rare find, and guys know that because most men have never experienced this level of effort and energy from a woman. And I am here to support it. I think that more women should do this. This woman in particular has a healthy mindset in which she is willing to give before demanding things back. It is so rare, and to men, it is super attractive. You really want to know when you lost him? When he was trying to give you what you needed, but you were just looking for reasons to distance yourself. You made him believe he wasn't good enough, but it's only when he realized that he would never be good enough in your eyes that you lost a good man.
I successfully sued my sperm donor, and now I get 40% of his paycheck.
I'm the sperm donor, and yes, I've been court ordered to pay roughly 40% of my paycheck to this random woman and her child. The thing is, when I was 18, 19 years old, I was in the Marines, short on cash, and I thought it would be a good idea to donate some sperm for some easy money. I made a total of $150, and it came back to bite me because now I'm paying this woman thousands of dollars a month for a child I had no part in making or wanting. I did sign an agreement at the time stating that I would not be held liable for anything that happens to the sperm after I donated it, but I guess some laws changed and she found a legal loophole that...
This is a skit, guys, from both the man and the woman. But the point that I want to make is just how scary it is, how many people believed it. And think about why that is. In my opinion, it's because we know that the US court system is biased against men. So biased that we don't even bat an eye. We don't even question the story about a man being held accountable as a sperm donor. Come on.
Of course, we've seen a lot of stupid things on this app, but this one definitely has to be top 10.
There are many men right now that don't think that relationships are worth it because they're being told that they need to give, and be able to be the emotional support for that partner. But they better not ask for reciprocation, especially with the emotional piece. Women, this is a problem because wouldn't you rather have a man that is healthy in all aspects of his life, including emotionally? Well, to be that way, he needs to be able to express his emotions. So some of you all need to just pull up your big girl pants and realize that men are human and they have emotions. Thank you. Goodbye. If you let a good man go, he is no longer required to be there for you or do things for you. Actually, he's never really been required to do those things for you when you were even together. He just did them because he wanted to, because he cared about you. The difference now is that even though he still cares about you, he realized that he's hurting himself every time he lets you use him. So don't be surprised now when he doesn't pick up the phone. You really want to know what turns a man on? And it's so simple. Initiation. Because he loves a confident woman that also desires him just like he does her. Trust me. A good man that has been through stuff will stay single until he finds somebody that just makes sense and doesn't take his peace and happiness. I said what I said. Funny guys are dangerous. They will make you laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh, and then poof, your clothes are off.
Do you even want to hang out?
Do you even want to hang out? Oh, that's considerate. Like I said, whatever.
Like I said, whatever? This guy. Jesus, you
are priceless. Aww.
You're the one who's priceless? You want to go?
Right now? Guess I could do that.
Okay. Okay, let's go. He said, okay. Okay, let's go. All right, you know what? You want to really
If you get the sense that she's ignoring you or blowing off plans or not texting you back in a timely manner, or maybe never texting you first in order to seem higher value, let that girl go play games by herself.
You know why men stay single? You know the real reason why men stay single? Because these women out here want to sit here and find a man that's doing things on his own, that's not worried about anybody else but himself, and play with his feelings. They want to come up to him and lead him on and tell him that, oh, I love you, oh, that you're the only one for me, and then they just cut back. They just leave you wondering, like, why didn't they just leave me alone? Why did they have to talk to me? Why did they have to mess with me? Why couldn't they just have left me alone? That's the problem with some of these females. They find a good man that's doing things on his own, and they come and distract him. They come into his life and play with his emotions and tell him that I'm going to be here forever, and then they just walk out and leave. That's what the f is wrong with these women. That's what the f is wrong.
We talk about the man that got out of a toxic relationship years ago. He probably decided to remain single rather than risk his sanity again. Now it's been so long that he no longer actively seeks a relationship anymore. And it's not that he has sworn them off. It's just he has no reason to chase something when he's already found his peace.
When you're on a date, who should pay?
I know. I mean, that's what I told him. You know, I'm sorry.
But-
I would say, I'm dating. We're dating. You
But here's
the
the
gentleman here.
Okay, he's supposed to pay.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I told him.
but you're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
No. Whenever Walt
where does this double standard come from? I'm sorry, it's the reality. You guys can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal. This relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. I wonder what paradigm that sets up.
A woman cheating in a relationship cannot be justified. And apparently that's news. Because there are men on this app that are telling other men what they did wrong to cause their wife to cheat. Why was that again? Because the moment you make a woman feel single, she's gonna act single. Baloney. We would never let a man get away with this. Are you kidding me? And if you go into the comments section of a video like this, women are all over saying, yes, thank you for understanding. But on the other end, they would say that there's never an excuse for cheating. But apparently this only applies if it's a man cheating on a woman. We have to get clear on this. Cheating is wrong either way. If you tell a man you want him to open up and tell you his feelings, girl, you better be ready to handle it. Because if you're not, if you lose attraction or you weaponize it down the line, or you tell him to man up, you are going to damage that man and that relationship. So after this, maybe you're smart enough to realize that you can't handle it. What's the first step to resolving that? It's really simple. You just have to understand that men have the same exact feelings as you. They are just really good at suppressing it. So treat him as you want to be treated. Simple as that. Start there. 5 reasons why intelligent people struggle with love. 1, they overthink everything. 2, they are comfortable with being independent. 3, they sometimes are not easy to understand because they think differently. 4, they have high standards. And 5, they trust their minds over their hearts. Literally all men want in a relationship are these 3 things. 1, to make love often. 2, to be clear to all other men that you're taken. And 3, to remain the woman that he fell in love with.
Will you ever cheat on him?
Yeah, I would, but he wouldn't.
Whoa.
And you wonder why there's a whole group of men that are just done dating. Because they would rather be alone, doing their own thing, rather than investing in a girl that has no loyalty. You want to know what your man loves? He loves it when you purposely grab his hand to show other people that he's yours. He likes that when something exciting happens during your day, he is the first one you call. He loves finding an I miss you text when he's away from you. And he really likes that random call once in a while just because you wanted to hear his voice.
I just showed up for my 20-hour shift at the ball crushing factory. Let me show you what my wife put in my lunchbox. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We got trail mix with the animal crackers because I'm a child. We got a Kool-Aid Jimmy Jam. We got the good Greek yogurt with the granola packed separately so it doesn't get soggy. And the strawberries to go with it. We got the sketty. I don't know what's in it, but it's good as fuck. We got tiny zero-carb tortillas. What's that for, you ask? It's for the whole little chicken wrap deal that she makes for me. Look at that. There's lettuce. There's seasoned tomatoes. The tomatoes are seasoned. You want ranch?
There are women that will argue all day long, whether it's in the comment section or in real life, about how women should or should not do this. But the bottom line is that men that have this type of woman in their life, they are so in love and they are so appreciative of it. They know that they're lucky. So ladies, when you really think about it, don't you want your man to feel that way about you?
What these modern women don't understand is that these guys are good guys, hardworking. That man's at work, giving us a show and tell like they would in kindergarten about what his wife did. Men will go crazy over this type of stuff, but they still will be like, the man is acting sassy. It's giving princess vibes. It's giving he wants to be pursued. He wants to be chased. It's giving he wants somebody to love him back. I can't stand that. I don't need a man like that. Grow a pair and be an alpha man. Modern women logic.